Good morning, thanks for joining me. I hope everybody's well. Today's video is a much requested one in recent times, an updated house tour video. I haven't done a full tour of every single room, but I have shown you lots of rooms. Sorry, I'm filming the intro after I filmed the actual video. But what I thought would be interesting is the comparison with what the rooms were like when we moved in. So I've dug out all the old photographs from the estate agency details when we moved in, and I'm going to show you those and then show you what the rooms look like now. I thought that might be quite interesting. We've lived here for, it will be 7 years in January that we've lived here. Why have I got that weird sticky up bit of hair? Very strange. Yeah, that's gonna really bug me. If I just keep my head very still like that, I can't see it. Yeah, third time. We'll have lived here 7 years in January, and when we moved in, the house was perfectly livable, but an homage to the 80s, if you like. Nothing very much had been done to it since then, and so every single room needed something doing, some more major than others, as you will see as we go through. And we have come at this point to the most difficult bit. So the kitchen is going to be the most difficult bit, but you'll see that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I think it's quite a long video, and come and see my house. These photos are taken before we moved into the house. These are from the estate agency details, and these just give you an idea of the sort of layout of the house in terms of the fact it's built into the side of a hill, right at the top, or almost at the top of the hill. But we live on the house is on 3 different levels, and the main living space is on the 2nd level, which you can see on the top of this photograph. And then this next photograph that's coming up now, you can see on the side, that gives you more idea of the way it steps up. And the majority of the bedrooms are on sort of the top level, which is half a floor above and behind the sort of main living level. I'm going to start on the bottom floor of the house. I'm going to show you 2 rooms on that level, and this first one is the before photo when we moved in of what the previous owners called the ironing room. Now, I don't like ironing at the best of times, so to have a whole room dedicated to that wasn't my idea of fun. But this room they basically used as sort of a bit of a junk room. It's a small windowless room on the bottom floor of the house, and coming up is what we've done to it. And this room is now Ashley's wine cave, man cave. I'm not quite sure what we call it, but he rebuilt the ironing, or not rebuilt the ironing room, but turned it into a wine store, which I have to say looks quite effective. I don't often come in here, but he's got all his bits and pieces that he loves in here, and lots of wine and various bits and a case of beer up there. He's retiled the floor in here, repainted. He built these, they've got lights inside as well. I haven't put those lights on, but they have lights inside to light up the little recessed shelving unit. And bought this, I think all this wine stuff came in kit form from Germany, the actual shelving unit, so you could buy it in sort of various bits of sizes to fit the space you had available. So that's what that is, and he's got this sort of industrial lighting up here as well. Yeah, that's Ashley's man cave. Better than an ironing room, I think. When we first moved in, this room was on the ground floor of the house, and was set up as a sort of an additional sitting room come office. They had a bit of exercise equipment in here as well, and we felt that because we have such a big living space up here, we really didn't need an additional sitting room. Ashley had a vision that he wanted to change this big rectangular room into a cinema room, and it was one of the first jobs that we did when we moved in. And this has turned into our cinema room. I'm very proud of this room. This was the 2nd room we did when we moved into this house, and Ashley, apart from the plastering, Ashley did everything himself. He did every single piece of wiring and lighting. He made this amazing, I don't know how much of that you can see, starry ceiling with flashing starlights. He did all the electrics. He built this thing for the projector to slide up and down, and he also built this plinth so we could have tiered seating. As you can see, if I move back, we have one sofa above the other. Excuse all the boxes at the back of the room. They shouldn't be there really. But yeah, we absolutely love this room. We're so lucky to have a home cinema. I never dreamed that I would live in a house with a home cinema. It's just insane really. But it's a lovely addition to the house. And when it's tidy particularly, I also really love the curtains. They came from Next. I love the sparkly headers on those. But yeah, just love this room so much. Really happy with it. I'm moving on to the main living area of the house now. This is on the second floor, and I'm going to show you this floor in its current state in its entirety, so you'll see all of this main living floor. These are the photos, obviously the before photos from when we very first, or not from when, but from before we moved in. These are the estate agency photos, so you'll see a lot of change in this area of the house. We're currently sort of midway through doing this main living area. So this is the central staircase where you come upstairs. You see this in the background of my videos quite a lot. And downstairs is the front door and the rooms that you've just seen. And you come up here to the main living space. It's a big open plan room. As you can see, we've got the lounge and the dining room. And it goes, sorry, I'm trying not to go too fast, and it goes into the kitchen. So let's start here. This room we are midway through decorating and rebuilding and whatever else. It's very difficult on this level to do a room at a time because everything is sort of together. It's too much to do it as one big job all at once while you live here, but everything is very open plan, so we've tried to do it bit by bit, but it does end up with the result that everything looks a bit unfinished most of the time. However, one day it will be perfect. Let's start from the lounge area, and you'll see the main difference from the original pictures that you've just seen is that we've lowered the ceiling. We had those big dark black beams all the way running along this side of the room, right through the dining room as well, and we have plastered and made a false ceiling underneath the beams. When we first moved in, we painted the beams white, and that was fine, but we decided ultimately, because we still, although it was a shame to lose the height of the ceiling, that we it was still high enough that with painting it white, even putting in a lower ceiling has left it with a very airy feeling. We haven't lost any of that sort of feeling of height and airiness, which was something that I was really quite worried about at the time. Before we did it, but overall I'm happy with that. Around this central post here, which holds the house up, so we can't get rid of that, we've got rid of the dark wooden shelf around the middle there. Over here the fireplace is still the same fireplace and fire that was when we moved in. That fire was brass. We're not big fans of brass, so we sprayed it black, and we switched out the black coals for white coals as a gas fire, just to give it a bit more of a contemporary feel. And although it's not perfect, and ideally eventually we'll probably switch it for something different, we're definitely not going to be switching the fireplace, the marble itself, because we quite like that. So for the moment we're just keeping it like that. Now when we did this room, we took all the paintings down. This painting was originally the other side of the room, and it's actually too big, we think, for that space there, so that will eventually be moved to elsewhere when this room is finished. Television there. We've got a window there. We've replaced that window since we've moved in, but it also had a weird glass shelving unit over the top of it, so we just switched that for a plain one-piece window, which I think just gives a cleaner, fresher look to the room. So that's that corner. We've replaced all the radiators. We had skirting board radiators in here, and we've replaced them all with modern radiators. These are all new, those radiators. And this little box shelf area here has been redone as well. This hasn't been finished yet. This needs plastering, and the glass shelf that was there. It did have some, it's got some lighting in up there. It had some sort of weird gold ceiling piece inside it, so that's all just been stripped out and made very clean and square and replastered. These shelves we've kept, they were here originally, we really like those, they just have a nice little feeling, just a nice touch of unusualness, and we have squared off all the beams up here as well. There was weirdness in terms of angles and stuff. The sideboard won't be there eventually, that's just there on a temporary basis at the moment, until we finish off the room. Now this big brown unit in the corner is not to our taste at all. That's not ours. It was left by the previous owners. Although I have to say it's very, very useful for storage. It will be going eventually when we finish off the kitchen, when we do the kitchen, and there'll be some wall moving, which I'll talk about in a minute. I will come back to the dining room area, but let's just go around this way. We have replaced all these windows and replastered up here. This was different. I can't remember exactly how it was, but replaced the radiator there. All the windows when we first moved in were sort of 2/3 of that length, and we really wanted the floor to ceiling windows to make the most of the view. And after a lot of drama and issues and problems, the windows are now fitted perfectly. There's no more leaking and it's all good. It has taken a while, but very, very happy with how they're looking. The insides need cleaning at the moment, but yeah, very happy with how they've turned out. I think they've given the room a really contemporary feeling, and they look fabulous from outside as well. It's got a little bit of plastering still to do here. That's a bit of finishing off. And then we've got blinds, which we've got downstairs ready to go on all these windows, full length roller blinds. Would have been nice to have electric ones, but I'm not made of money. We'll have a new carpet in here eventually as well. This carpet has seen some serious building action. Now, I really like this little corner here. This is an original G-Plan unit, which we bought with some other G-Plan furniture last year, or the year before, I can't remember. But I love how this looks here with the plant on it and my little leopard print glass candle holders, which are from Home Bargains and were £1.99 each. Bargain. Then we come round this corner here. Excuse the mess, this is very much a work in progress. As you can see, still waiting for the builder to come back. He's currently off with a bad back, I think it is, this week. I just want to interject at this point with a couple of photos showing you my office, the before photos of my office, which was set up with the previous owners as a sort of conservatory stroke sunroom type of thing. And this is round to my office, which has been decorated and pretty much rebuilt. It had a horrible Artex ceiling in here, which we had chipped off and replastered flat, and we had a pebble dash effect wall on this wall, which obviously I have, or I haven't personally, but we've had made flat, replastered and wallpapered, just that one wall. We've had a new carpet in here, although the amount of walking over the carpet the builder has done in here, probably have to have another new one by the time this is all finished. But overall, I'm really happy with my office. It's a little untidy, so I apologise for that, but it is a working office, not a looking at office. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. My blinds and everything. I have done, I think, a separate office tour video for this one, but yeah, that's what this one looks like. And I love having the door to outside. Sorry, the blind's down because the sun's very bright, but just let me pop that up. And it's nice to have the door to outside here. When the office was redone, we reclad all of the outside here with this it's effectively plastic. It's still in the process of being done, as you can see. Work in progress, just like everything, but it's looking a lot smarter. It's been rebuilt more sturdily than it was. It was a single skin extension when we moved in, and it's now properly built, which is good. Right, back in the dining room, and as you will see, we've got the big doors to outside to the balcony here, which is fantastic. It just brings the outside in, especially this summer. We've had such gorgeous weather. It's lovely to have this sort of outside inside space, and we use the balcony a lot. However, as you can see, the balcony has had better days, and we currently have planning permission under application. Planning officer came around last week and seemed very positive about what we were planning, so that's good. For rebuilding this balcony and a small extension underneath this balcony. Now if I can show you down here, to make a new front entrance. So yeah, that's the plan for here. The balcony will be, I don't know, I think we'll have it tiled, and it's going to be stainless steel and glass railings, which again will give it that more contemporary feeling, just to bring it in line with the rest of the house. Now back inside, the plan for the kitchen, we haven't touched the kitchen since we moved in, not at all, apart from to put a new oven in. So the plan for the kitchen, which is it's not a small kitchen, but it's quite small compared with the rooms in the other house, is to make it bigger. We would love to have, we don't like the fact there's not a kitchen door, a door to outside here, so we are putting in a door here. That's the plan for that, which will make a big, massive difference. Just being able to take the bins out from here rather than carrying them across the carpet and down the staircase is going to be a massive improvement. And we're going to make the kitchen bigger. As you can see, the fridge is currently not in the kitchen because it doesn't fit. And we've got this wall here, and this wall we're going to bring all the way across, which is approximately at this level, around into the second cupboard there. It's difficult to show you, but we're bringing the wall out, so it's about 6 feet out to make the kitchen 6 feet more towards us, probably with the same size opening as it's got now. And then it will make the dining room smaller, but the dining room is so big anyway that I think it will just balance up the space better. Feel like it will make a better balance between kitchen and dining room. So that's the plan for that. So quite a major building project there. And then obviously fitting a new kitchen. We may have an island, not sure yet. We haven't thought massively, other than having the door in here, about the plan for the new kitchen. Finally, on this level of the house, we have this door through here, which you will just have seen which I will show you now what it used to be. Now this is probably the most startling transformation of all. This is the most bizarre room when we moved in. It's, as you can see, they've given it a bit of a Victorian feel. It was basically a hallway. It was a big old size hallway, and off to this door through the door on the right was a cloakroom with a loo and sort of hanging rails for coats and what have you. But we felt that this was just dead space really in terms of being a hallway, so we decided to change it. And now we've turned it into a 4th bedroom. We decided that when we moved into the house we only had, let me put some light on the subject here. When we moved into this house we only had 3 bedrooms, and although 3 bedrooms was perfectly adequate, it wasn't it didn't feel that the house was well balanced. It's a very big house, 5,000 square foot house, and it needed a bit more, and a 4th bedroom would have been nice. So we decided to make this hallway, which was pretty much a dead space, into a 4th bedroom. So the first thing we did was switch out the door, which was a standard wooden front door with a window next to it, for sliding patio doors here, which has made it really nice and more bedroomy. You can go out into the hot tub is just out here, so we use that to get out to the hot tub, and it's made it feel less like a front entrance and more like a bedroom. Again, we got rid of all the Victorian cornices and the ceiling rows and all that sort of stuff. Just made it all far more contemporary. I love this colour scheme in here. It's one of my favourite rooms, this, out of all the rooms we've decorated since we've been in the house. And because the ceiling's so high in here, we felt like we needed a really big light, so that's what we ended up with, and I'm really pleased with that. I feel like it really does make it feel a little bit more cosy, not so cavernous and open, which the high ceiling did. Also, painting the top half of the room, or the top third of the room, a darker grey, again made the ceiling feel a little bit lower and made it feel a bit more bedroomy. We also made the cloakroom into a shower, an ensuite shower room. So we've got walk-in shower there. It's difficult to show you showers and things in this. We kept the same toilet and basin that we had before, that were in here before, and just added some more contemporary tiles and more modern heated towel rail, and the shower obviously, which again is quite modern. We're now moving up to the third level of the house, the back level where the majority of the bedrooms are, and annoyingly I don't have any before pictures of the bathroom that I'm about to show you, but I'm going to show you the main family bathroom and then I'm going to show you my bedroom on this level. So this is effectively, I guess, the main family bathroom, although it doesn't have a bath, it only has a shower, but it is the one that Will uses, because the other bedrooms all have bathrooms apart from one. And this we completely gutted and modernised. The tiles were built. The only thing we kept was the shower cubicle, which is here, and this actually stood up from the floor. It was about 6 inches, the white plastic on the bottom, and we had that sunk into the floor, which then produced bad problems in terms of drainage because the shower backed up a lot. So we had to have some work done under the floor to sort that out. Nothing's ever simple, is it? We tried to keep the shower cubicle to save money and ended up with a big plumbing job, but hey, these things happen. I love the tiles in here. They're sort of textured white with a tiny stripe in, and then these glass tile panels I really like. We've got a panel there and a panel over here, and then one in the shower as well. Lovely big shower cubicle, as you can see there. And then I also love the sink in here with the wave effect. It's a double sink with a wave effect. Cabinet above that just opens like so. All lovely clean lines and just really nice modern feeling in here. I like this floating unit as well. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this bathroom turned out. This towel rail was already in here but was gold. They were big into gold bathroom fittings, the previous owners, and we sent this off and had it chromed, and are really pleased with the results of how that turned out. We have similar ones in our bathroom. When we do that bathroom, we will do exactly the same, I think, with the towel rails in there. I'm going to show you is my bedroom and dressing room, and longer term viewers may even remember, because I used to make videos in here when it looked pretty much still like this. Again, this has been a big transformation for us and one of my favourites. This is what it looked like when we moved in, and let's have a look at what it looks like now. Now this room you see a lot in my videos, so you're probably almost as familiar with it as I am. But the first thing we knew when we did this room, bearing in mind it has a lot of built-in furniture and also has matching built-in furniture throughout the dressing room, which is here, we knew that it would cost an absolute fortune to replace all of this. Sorry, just going backwards to show you. All of the built-in furniture all the way round. So it would have cost, I'm guessing, tens of thousands of pounds to replace the amount of built-in furniture. Even the bedside cabinets were matching. So we decided not to do so, to take it apart and to have it sprayed by a local company. The results turned out so much better than I thought, and it's just given it. We chose this sort of pale dove grey sort of colour, and it turned out brilliantly. I absolutely love how this furniture turned out. It's one of the absolute triumphs of that's a bit of an exaggeration, isn't it? Triumph. But I love it. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I love my feature wall here. I've got a matching feature wall in the dressing room as well. We have kept the same blinds at the moment in here. Sorry, you can't see them very well there. Let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see better there. They're just, I don't know what you call them. the long thin slats. What sort of blinds do you call those? Somebody tell me in the comments. Yeah, so we have kept those, although at some point we might change those. I'm not entirely sure yet. Again, we've put a more contemporary radiator in here. I do love my pink sofa. Please excuse the fact that it's covered in clothes as usual. I always get asked about my hanging bedside lights. They came from a little independent lighting shop in Dorchester called Fusion Lighting, and I love them. They weren't cheap, but they really are one of my favourite features in this room. I think lighting is something that's really worth spending a bit of extra money on. Then moving into the bathroom, which is over here. In an ideal world, we would have done the bathroom at the same time as the bedroom, but for various reasons we didn't. So this will probably be the very last room that we do in here. This just gives you an idea of the decor in the whole house when we started. It's very dynasty 1980s. Gold and very of its time. Look at those polystyrene ceiling tiles. But we have got plans to do this. As I said, it's going to be the last room, and the plan will be to seal off this door to the bedroom and open up this window completely. The layout is probably going to be completely different when we redo the bathroom. So the builders can come in through that window. We'll open up that space. They can come in through there to save traipsing all the work, the stuff, the building stuff through the house. So that will be the plan. So that was one of the reasons that we decided that we didn't want to rush to do it at the same time as the bedroom, because it would have been quite a lot of work to do both at the same time. But yeah, that's our bathroom. You may have noticed we don't have a bath panel on here. The year we moved in, we had a hideous leaking situation under the bath, and we had to rip the panel off, which was tiled, and the tiles all broke in the course of ripping it off. And it's not a standard size bath panel, so we just live with it not there, because we didn't want to spend a lot of money on a bath panel that is eventually not going to be there anymore. So we just live with that. We have got used to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little look around my house. It's been quite interesting. An interesting exercise for me, particularly looking back at how it was and seeing how far we've come, notwithstanding we still have some way to go. I think our plan when we moved in was for it to be a 10-year plan. I think 2020 can pretty much be written off in terms of getting stuff done, so it might have to be an 11-year plan. But I think we'll probably hit that. I think once we start getting the next swathe of activity moving, the next work moving, I think things will come together fairly quickly. I hope so anyway. Anyway, that's it for today. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.